call. I've been check with her call.
Not to make sure your mic is so bad. Alan made the matter your.
Yeah, it's turned green this time, so we're right here. We might have enough to make it over the finish line here.
You, anybody that wants to leave their folder, I'll take it. And you were.
All right. Board comments, Commissioner Hart.
Update to the board, county manager Cook and myself met with Dr. Boyd and school personnel about a fire academy. And conversation went very well. There's some work that needs to be done. Probably the earliest it can pull itself off will be the January. Starting then, we'll have to talk to the fire association. They'll have to have an involvement on that also. But a very good productive discussion, I think, that you have.
I agree. Yeah.
Good news.
Yeah.
Commissioner Roberts.
The only thing I gotta say is, just to reiterate what I'm saying about our meeting with, Sabelco and Court Sport is very productive, and I really appreciate them, their involvement in our community. It was a very productive meeting. I hope to see a lot of good things coming up.
Agreed. Commissioner Bivens.
No comment.
Commissioner Max.
I have one. All right, so I was in Raleigh last Wednesday, or I got down there Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and what's that like that? Alan, you've got some, I'll email it to you. But anyway, so I was sworn in to my new seat on the NCACC Risk Management Board. I done that on Thursday. It was very interesting. I learned lots about insurance. So the day before that, I tried to kill two birds with one stone, and I actually attended the emergency management class that they held for public officials. And a few of the highlights, that first page that I gave you was in my packet, and they just kind of give you an idea of the descriptions and stuff. That's what they. The next 4 pages are notes that I took. They were not part of the spreadsheet or anything to that effect, but this stuff that I thought was very informative throughout that process. And I've got a few highlights to talk about, but they are going to be offering this again in the fall, and I really think it would be beneficial for other people to take it. They had some really good speakers. One lady, she spoke, she had retired out of emergency management. She had been in that field for about 40 years. And now she is doing other roles as an elected official. But overall, they touched bases on like what we should do as the elected officials. Basically, they told us to get out of Allen's way and Colby's way. So that's the let them do their job. If they need biscuits or something, go get them. But there was other specifications in there. But coming out of that, there was a few things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and one of that is being our EOP. It has not been updated probably in 11 years, and that's our emergency operation plan. So if there's something that goes south. And that's definitely something that I, in that class, was messaging Colby and saying, hey, when was the last time you said that? And he said, well, it's not been updated for a while, but I have sought out funds for that, not county funds, and he's actively working towards that. But there is a portion that we as a board need to sit down with Alan and Colby probably and do a workshop and give him guidance as where we want him to go, because if we don't, we're not setting him up to succeed. So that part does fall back on us. So I wanted to highlight that he is actively working, I believe, Alan, right? I'm getting that, but like I said, so there are a few things that we all just want to be on the same page. And then that EOP plan needs to be looked at every year. So once we get it up and running, that's something that Alan definitely will want to look at and say, hey, whatever. But one of the other big things that I took out of that class is, yes, we do not have that many emergency disaster type things here, but when we do, we as a board need to give Colby support and that guidance and kind of push him to have these debriefing meetings after this and bring in law enforcement, bring in communications, bring in DOT if they were involved, bring in county officials, fire departments, everybody, and do that debriefing and say, okay, let's look at this, what worked really good, what did not work good, where can we improve? And just move forward with that. And I did talk to Colby when he was getting coffee, and he is completely on board with doing that. We just need to kind of give him some guidance of what we expect so that he can implement that. So that, and then also they hit on the topic of make sure that we're all putting out the same communication. Because it was kind of bad if like you've got one over here doing this, whatever. But if we have anybody that wants to go online and speak to the news, make sure that they're really good at that. So I did not volunteer for tribute. So one of you guys will have to do that if Miss Kimberly King or comes here to Mitchell County. And but But there is a few things that, with our recent state of emergencies, the state did change that to where they do expire after 30 days. So if it is something that has affected us, we as a board have to enact that so that it is providing the correct coverage if it's going to be longer than that 30-day period window. And then also there's a few things that I hit on highlighted for Taylor in those documents that were specifically for her. And that's very, very important as far as the FEMA stuff, and I'm sure Mavis can speak to that. But Taylor will have to make sure that everything's completely on point with documentation, because when FEMA comes back, whether it be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever, if it's not right, we have to pay that money back. And so we definitely don't want that to be on anybody's plate, regardless if we're on the board or not. So that's all I got for that. But it was very beneficial, and I hope you guys take it. It was very fun. I made lots of good connections, met a lot of really nice people. So it was fun.
And I gotta say, you know, on behalf of this board, I know they feel the same way as I do. I never made anybody work as hard as you do. You do a lot of work, behind the scenes and a lot of, you're very informed, and you make it a point to know what you're talking about. So appreciate what you do. And I know everybody on this board feels the same way. I don't have any comments this evening, so motion to adjourn.
You didn't quite make it, Alan. Yours is orange.